Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, how are you? It is the last day of winter 2014. Okay, so it's also the 19th day of March 2014, 8 a.m. Eastern here at Blog Talk Radio. My name is Annette, Rochelle, Aben. Hi, how you doing? I am so happy you are here. You know why? Because today we're going to learn all about allowing ourselves to have an attitude of gratitude. Not as easily done as one might think, but pay attention. You are probably doing it anyway. It's just that nobody ever pointed it out to you, right? Okay. I'd like to point out a couple things right now. First of all, the fantastic music that you hear opening and closing my show every week is provided by award-winning artist David Martinka. Please find his music, not only music to purchase, but music to download for free on his sites, redbellymusic.com, as well as sunshadows.net. And yes, there is a lot of great downloadable music there that he said. He was here the other day, and he said, you know what, I just want to give something back to the people. And he's also got like 9 albums out. They're all fantastic. He just gave me another one the other day. I'm like, thank you, David. But in any case, again, David Martinka, thank you for your great music. Also, letting you know that you can connect with me. Follow the program here on Blog Talk by going to blogtalkradio.com/perspectivepower. Also, find me, Annette Rochelle Aben, everywhere. If you Google my name, you will literally come up with all kinds of crazy stuff like YouTube, LinkedIn, Google, Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook. Let's connect. Why? Because I really enjoy working with people. I enjoy helping them create things. I can help you create your own radio program. Why? Because I'm a radio chica, okay? I can do that for you. But today, we are working in the energy of creating the attitude of gratitude and allowing ourselves to have an attitude of gratitude. Now, you may chuckle at that and think, oh, really, Annette? Is it like allowing myself to have an extra beer at the bar or allowing myself to have that extra cookie off the plate? Yes, actually it is. A while back, I used to work in a little psychic shop in Michigan, and there was a gal there that used to give people permission slips. And at first I thought that was rather curious. Then I started to wrap my head around it. And what she was telling them was basically the inspiration for what I wanted to tell you today. So thank you, Debbie, for that inspiration. Because what would happen is people would feel so down, so depressed, so bummed out, like life just is never going to be any good and they're all having a really, really rough time. And she'd say, you need to give yourself permission to do something nice for yourself. You need to give yourself permission to tell that boogery person to go jump in the lake or whatever it was that she was working with them on in the course of their psychic consultation. Well, the interesting thing about it was people would fight her. I mean, they would fight her on this. And I'd hear it, oh, I couldn't do that, blah, 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 blah. So she would literally take a piece of paper and she'd write out a permission slip. And what she actually did at one point was she wrote the permission slip out and went to the local office supply store and printed out like hundreds of them at a time. And every time she'd give a reading and she'd say to somebody, you need to give yourself permission, she'd hand them a permission slip. She'd make them sign it and date it. And I would just crack up with that because I thought, oh, how cool is that? All right, so here's the deal. Allowing yourself to have an attitude of gratitude. Giving yourself permission, in effect, to be grateful for things. Now, I know that there are times that it seems that scale weighs way to the opposite of what you are thinking. It's like, okay, Annette, gratitude is all light and airy, but troubles are like real heavy. I get this. I really get this. And why should you be grateful for the things that are weighing you down and putting that, on your shoulder? Because it isn't what it seems. When you are going through something that's really, really amazingly stressful, and I'll tell you somebody else, and this was after I already titled the program, I saw a fabulous, fabulous interview that Mike Dooley, who is the founder of Tut Adventurers, and I've been following them almost since their inception. Wonderful, wonderful information. And he was giving an interview at the end of 2012 down in Orlando, Florida, in Disney World, actually. And this gal who was interviewing him, they were just chatting back and forth, and he made the statement, He said, we're always growling. Well, I shouldn't say that's exactly. This is the way I heard it, but suffice to say, we're gonna cover the thought process. We're always growling and grumbling about the things that happen to us that we don't like. He said, yet when we set out to put, with our intention that we want to have this happy life, we want to be able to see things clearer, we want to be able to be more forgiving, more understanding, and on and on and on, that this person he was referring to actually was diagnosed with cancer. And yet, because the person was seeking to feel better about life and better about themselves and happier and more content, in other words, gratitude, the cancer was the vehicle that got them to the idea of gratitude. So was that person grateful for their cancer? They were grateful for the experience. The cancer, they never gave the cancer any power. They allowed themselves to have an attitude of gratitude. And it got them to what their goal really was, which was happy and healthy. The cancer, well, it went away. Why? Because my mother used to say, if you don't feed it or pet it, it'll go away. So the idea was this individual didn't pay any mind to what the diagnosis was. They just continued to allow themselves to have an attitude of gratitude for every single thing that was going good in their life. Everything. And then the beautiful thing was everything did continue to go good in their life. People look at things that come along. You get the little cough, you get the cold, you maybe lose a couple hours at work. I'm trying to think of things that would happen that could derail us. I mean, literally derail us in our pursuit of gratitude, or our pursuit of happiness, our pursuit of joy, of living our lives the way we've always wanted to do it. And the idea is be grateful for that. Remember the old thing about the traffic jam that kept you stuck, and you're grousing and you're whining and you're growling and you're all twisted up and your breakfast now is coming back into your throat and it tastes nasty the second time around. And yet when you get through that traffic jam, and you're going to be late for work, OMG, late for work. Well, what if that traffic jam kept you from being the reason for the traffic jam because there was a gosh awful accident up ahead? Now you're going, oh, thank goodness I was caught in that traffic jam. It's like gratitude in hindsight. Heck, I'll take gratitude any way you give it to me. So it doesn't really matter. However, look at how different your energy would have been all along if you would have allowed yourself to just have an attitude of gratitude about the situation. You don't have to be telling everybody, oh, I can't wait for this to happen and that to happen, so then I can have this attitude of gratitude about it and I can be really cool, like a superhero. No. The idea here is give yourself permission to be happy. Give yourself permission to enjoy life. Give yourself permission to taste the sweetness in every single thing that goes on, regardless of whether or not you happen to believe that it's the best thing that ever happened, or if you really, you could probably sit there and go, what the what? What the what? This shouldn't be happening here. Give yourself, take that permission slip out. I'm going to tell you right now. Thank you, Debbie, for the suggestion of the permission slip, because this is cool. So here's what I'm suggesting. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not, it's not your conscience. I'm not your mother, and I don't want that role in your life. However, I will make a huge suggestion, and that is whether you type it out on your computer and print them. Hey, why not? People do it with law of abundance checks. Go for it. Or you just write it out on an index card. I like the index card idea. I think index cards rock. But write it out on something that you can look at, that you're going to see. Put it somewhere where you can see it. Keep it in the forefront, where it says I, and then write your own name in there. Because I was going to say I, state your name, and then I can hear all of you going, I, state my name, or state your name. It's like, stop it, you meatballs, you. But anyway, write down your name. Give myself permission to embrace an attitude of gratitude, to have an attitude of gratitude, to allow the attitude of gratitude to be my pervading energy and focus in my life. And then sign it and date it. Now, it doesn't have to be word for word what I said, so those of you that are going to be listening to the archive and stopping it and pausing it with every word I say, I'll come up with something and post it later, some sort of text, because this is not a scripted show. So whatever's coming out of my head is just sort of flying out at will, Actually, it's flying out at you. And aren't you grateful? See, you're allowing yourself to have an attitude of gratitude, and you didn't even know it. By golly, I like it. That's awesome. You guys are my best friends. I appreciate you. But truly, I mean, think about it. Think about it when you say you allow yourself to do it, because a lot of times we sit there and say, oh, no, Annette, we have to take these things seriously. We have to take life seriously. This is speaking to us. Not clue you in on something. Seriously, clue you in on something. You're too serious. You're too bloody serious. And you don't need to figure out why all this stuff is happening. That's the other thing that derails us from allowing ourselves to have an attitude of gratitude, is we think that when we reach a certain point in our life, it is the responsible, and I stuck my fingers in my, lapels, my suspendery kind of things. Actually, it's my bra straps, but don't tell anyone, okay? But anyway, I'm like sitting there with my thumbs there going, I'm a responsible person, therefore I'm going to control my this and my that in my life. Well, you did the C word on yourself, control. See, that never gets you anywhere. I mean, so never gets you anywhere. But they didn't tell us that. They told us if we're going to be responsible, we've got to keep control over all this stuff. And, of course, we want to be known as responsible. Why? Because people say if we're responsible, then we're good people. Well, okay, how about this? The only thing you can be responsible for is your reaction to what happens to you. Yeah. Seriously, the only thing you can be responsible for is your reaction to what happens to you. You can't control the stuff that happens. You really don't, except that we do create it by asking the universe to bring us happiness and excitement and gratitude. So it's going to bring us the things that help us cultivate and create excitement and gratitude. So how it happens, that is the universe's prerogative. But if we flow with it, if we allow ourselves to have that attitude of gratitude, what's going to happen is we get to what we were seeking quicker. That's the responsibility. That's the control you have. Are you allowing yourself to embrace and have and employ and enjoy the attitude of gratitude? Because when you do that, that is what is going to happen. That is how it is going to happen. And if you doubt it, and you don't got to doubt it, you are the living proof that it happens that way. Because I want you to take just a quick moment to see your life passing before your eyes. Wayne's World, and see all the times you didn't behave this way. And explain it to me. How did it turn out? Yeah, I thought so. Same as mine. Guess what? I only know this because it is the way things have happened in my life too. Alrighty then. So when you allow yourself to have an attitude of gratitude about every single thing, every single person, every single moment, every single situation that is going on in your life, I'm going to tell you what, you get it. You get it. And you get the really cool stuff that you are attempting, wanting, hoping to create in your life quicker, because it is in the release and the allowing that brings it to you. Now, isn't that just maybe like the coolest thing you've heard on a Wednesday morning? Yeah, no camels allowed. We're just dancing our own little dance. Wednesdays are our attitude of gratitude day, and you have just learned how to allow yourself to have an attitude of gratitude. I'm so proud of you. I really am, because you being here helped me realize a whole lot. You helped me connect with things that are giving me a deeper appreciation for myself and my life, and the fact that I can say this out loud and hear myself chant it, mantra it, cheerlead it, gives me the strength. And I thank you for that. I appreciate this experience with you. I'm allowing myself to be grateful for this. And I am completely serious. And those of you that are listening, and a lot of my friends are, because I can see you out there, you know that this is genuine, and that's very true. So genuinely, thank you. Thank you for following this program, blogtalkradio.com/Perspective Power. Thank you for finding me on Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter. What have I forgotten? You guys, help me. I'm everywhere. It's crazy. The video for this should be up in the next couple of days. Spring, first day of spring, the 20th of March. That's on its way. Thank you, David Martinka, for providing this fabulous music that we hear in the background. redbellymusic.com, sunshadows.net. That's how you find us. That's what we're all about. Thank you so much for joining me today. And remember to allow yourself to have an attitude of gratitude, okay? Cool.